Well, here we are, Saturday morning, day 5. Um, our patients are not running thin. I don't think so, not yet. Um, Maybe a little testy. At worst case, maybe a little testy. Um, I will try and stay back so that the camera works. I have my coffee. So this is day 5 for me. This is where I'm at. Amazon lending needs to help, or I'm going to go under. It's the sad reality of it. But I want to talk about it. I need to talk it out a little bit. There's nothing I can do. If you're on a huge cruise ship, you can't turn it quickly. I have built a substantial business, and you just can't turn it quickly. I can't pivot in RA to make the payments. I cannot ship enough product to make the payments. My payments are $35,000 a month. End of the story. And there's going to be a lot of businesses that get hurt because of leverage, because of, listen, I had somebody tell me, well, you should have had a better business plan. This is not something you could plan for. Nobody has a business plan for this disaster. It's a little crazy. It's been a little hard. So this Amazon loan's really been on my mind because I agreed to the terms. I agreed to them. They put out an offer, and I agreed to it. There's nobody at fault here. Things happened, and I'm going to be honest. I think Amazon lending is going to step in, but my payment is due tomorrow, and I have it. Nobody panic that I'm not able to make tomorrow's payment. Tomorrow's payment is paid, and I actually get a good size payout. So, because my sales were good before this happened. So, why do I think Amazon's being quiet? One, I think they don't want to upset anybody. If you made your monthly payment a week ago and they came out with a solution today, you would feel left out if it was something like, I did apply, somebody's saying SBA disaster loan. It's already been applied for. It was applied for within 15 minutes of them saying New Jersey was declared. As soon as it was on the website, I registered and filled it out. If you made a payment 2 weeks ago to Amazon and they come up with a plan now to make the payment to some kind of, okay, for the next 3 payments or March, April, and May, we're going to do this, or whatever they decide. My payment comes out tomorrow. I think what they're waiting for, one is, how bad is this really going to be? 2, how many people are truly affected by it? 3, what can they legally and not legally do? Now, this is a contract, so there are things they can't just do, and there's things that they can offer. I think that's why they pulled all loan offers off the table. I believe they are feverishly working on this. I honestly was upset with them until this morning because I haven't heard back from them. I can't get them to take a call. And I'm trying to prepare my little one-person me, $250,000 loan is trying to work this. There's hundreds and maybe thousands of people in the same boat that I'm in. So although I'm worried about me, they are worrying about the entire whole lending department, which I now am. I feel better about it as I thought about it today. If somebody made their payment 2 weeks ago and I get a break on my payment, they're going to cry unfair. I think what it's going to be is they're going to come out with something for April forwards. I'm not going to swear to it. I am not an insider with Amazon. I'm not grasping at straws. I'm trying to put myself in the position of somebody that's over, let's say there's I don't know, for a round number, $100 million out there in lending. If I'm in charge of that department, how would I handle that situation? So, as much as I hate to say it, I think it was the 21st is what I seen. I can't get my little calendar thing to pop up. Yeah, it's the 21st. I have a feeling it may be another week before we hear anything from Amazon about the lending. And that's going to be hard. The SBA disaster loan, I did a lot of reading about it. Understand, I applied. I have all my papers right here. Okay? All the legal papers, all my tax numbers, all my tax returns that they were going to ask for. I read before I was able to apply and knew that I needed a form signed not only for my taxes from the government, but also for my corporate that I had to sign for the corporation as president. I had everything ready for when that loan was made, when that application was made available. So my loan application is 100% filled. But as I went digging through the website, it says it could be as long as 5 to 7 weeks. 7 weeks is 49 days. My business has 61 days left. It'll be cutting it real close. All this stuff is going to be cutting it real close. And if you have an Amazon loan, you know the pressure you're under right now. If you have a substantial Amazon loan, listen, my loan would be a jumbo mortgage. They would offer me extended terms if this was a mortgage. It can eat through what cash you have very quickly. But as I know from working the stock market this week and really paying attention to little moves and subtle things being said, some big name companies may not survive. So my little company going under is not the end of the world. It is to me. I mean, understand, this is my baby. This is watching me. This is me watching one of my offspring die. It's hard for me. Lori and I are okay. Everybody keeps asking, are you okay? People offer us food. People offer us places to stay, places to work. We are okay. Everything I'm putting out is about my business. It's about my emotions for the business. It's 100% for that. Do I think I'll survive? I honestly don't know. There's nothing I have, and I'm exhausted, guys. I get very little sleep. My wife will tell you I was up 3 o'clock this morning trying to get Walmart order put through so that we could get food, so that I can go pick it up and come right back, which, don't tell anybody, is illegal. I'm not supposed to cross the border and come back. I have to go to Arizona to get food and then sneak back into Nevada, because Nevada technically closed all their borders. But I'm going to do what I got to do for Lori and I's survival when it comes to that. I don't think any cop would really say anything because they know this area. There's nothing here. We have a Family Dollar and an In-N-Out burger and a gas station. That's it. Everything else is closed. I'm probably going to take my phone and see if I can do a live and go walking around today and show you just how dead it is here. And then we're going to look across the river at how much activity there is in Arizona. I call it the tale of two cities. But this Amazon lending thing is scary for a lot of people. And you have to understand that I'm starting to see it from their point of view, which is something I tried to do, but in a panic, I want an answer. And if you were feeling the walls caving in on you, you'd want an answer too. But in reality is, we're probably not going to hear from Amazon Lending. I'll be surprised if we hear from them within a week, before a week is up. My guess is next Friday, they're going to make an announcement about how they're going to be able to help us. I may be totally wrong. I may be 100% off. They may come out with something tonight and, oh, well, he didn't know what the hell he was talking about. But like I've been saying through all these videos the last 4 or 5 days, this is what I feel. This is the stress I'm going through. This is what I'm thinking today. I want to be able to go back and go through all these videos and gain knowledge from it. I want to learn from my mistakes. I want to learn from the things that I do right in this. Now, as far as my business is concerned, there's nothing I can do. Honestly, the only thing I can do is prepare to rebuild. My suppliers have asked, how are we going to rebuild if you lose your business? They've already offered to help me rebuild, which is a big deal. If you're in this and your suppliers are in this with you like that, man, you can't lose. Yeah, we may get smacked around a little bit, but we can't lose. I'm going to rebuild. So what I've decided to do was start preparing how I'm going to rebuild. I'm going to start pulling the files down out of my company so that I can open another company. I'm also going to start looking at other platforms. I'm so thankful that I've been building my eBay business. Everybody talks about how horrible eBay is. I do 7 up until this week. For those that don't know, I'm in the automotive industry. It's dead. There's no sales. There's no shipping out. Sure, I could ship out 1 or 2 pieces here or there, but the volume that was there last week was gone overnight on Monday. It just died. Once these states started closing down essential businesses, other people in other states started seeing the writing on the wall, and they just started shutting themselves down with extra expenses. They started cutting their costs. They started cutting their advertising. They started cutting everything. And one of those things is my product. They cut it. It's okay. They will come back. Those sales will come back from me. In the automotive industry, there's going to be cars sold after this. There's going to be cars repaired after this. The automotive industry will rebound. So I'm going to start looking at how do I set myself up to start rebuilding my company. Now, that does 2 things for me, guys, honestly. One, it takes my mind off of all the stress that I'm going through watching this happen, because there is my hands are tied. There's nothing I can do. All right. If you have a business of this size with a payment of $35,000, it don't matter. You have to understand that means I have to bring in $1,000 a day just to meet the payment. That's not payroll. That's not buying product. That's not anything. That's just to meet that payment requirement. I don't know that I can do it without some help. Now, the other thing it does is, let's say Amazon does come in and help. I've set myself up to expand when this is over. I have set myself up for growth. On eBay or Walmart.com or my own website. I have set myself up to come out a little better than I am right now. I don't know, guys. I'm a gambler, man. I mean, as business owners, we're gamblers. If you ask me the odds of me surviving this right now, today, what are my odds of surviving this? I'm about a coin toss. I'm a 50-50. Swamp Picker says, I just sold a seat cover for a bike going eBay GSP. That's awesome, dude. I'm glad that people are still making sales and are able to eat, and the little guys are finding ways to make this work. A couple of seat covers isn't going to get me anywhere. And that's a sad reality that I have said it. I've been saying it. Scott brought this to my attention the other day, which really made me feel better. And a couple other people have instant messaged me in Facebook and said it. I've said it for well over a year now. If there was anything I did wrong, it was the size of my company. Building to this size of a company has restricted me in being able to do certain things. I'm not able to run out and do increase sales on eBay enough to help me. It's like trying to bail a ship out with a teaspoon. I ran around for 2 days buying a product to sell, and it's sold. I mean, it sold. I listed it, and it was sold. It sold that fast. And when I looked at the bottom line, it didn't change. I sold 70 at 39 plus 9 at just like $47. Call it $47. I sold 70 at $47. My bottom line didn't change. Shipping, $1,200 came out of that. Product cost. You start taking everything out, and sure, it was a nice chunk of profit for 1 day's work. But in comparison to what I owe Amazon, it was like bailing I'm talking a big ship, like a cruise ship out with a teaspoon. It's just, you never get there. So I've decided that I'm going to start making plans to rebuild based on Amazon foreclosing on my loan. I'm a coin toss at this point if I'm going to be able to pay the loan in June. I have April. Well, I don't have April yet. My next payout will help me with April's and May's payments. I'm hoping that I sell enough in April and the beginning of May to finish off May's payment, and then I'm done. There won't be a business anymore. I'll have to rebuild. I'll have to start over. I'll have to start from scratch. I will end up owing Amazon for the rest of my life because their terms of foreclosure will crush me for a long time to come as far as trying to pay off that debt. The interest rate skyrockets, and they have late fees on massive payments. It's bad. I knew that going in. I knew that if I defaulted, it could cost me everything for the rest of my life. But as you all know, I was homeless at one point. They can have everything. I mean, Lori and I will be fine. We have shared fries and a glass of free water before, her and I, so we'll be fine. We're nervous. My wife is scared because she hears me talking like many of you do, and she thinks it's the end for us personally. We did not move from Nevada for a reason. Her pension will cover the payment on the RV, and the rent in this spot. All I will need to hustle is food, and we can survive. Her and I can survive for a very long time, hunkered down right where we are. My eBay sales, which Amazon cannot get, will allow me to survive. So we'll be okay. I know that. I'm not worried about that. It's everything you hear me talk about, and I keep trying to explain this to my wife, that it's only the business. It's only the company. It has nothing to do with her, has nothing to do with I. We will be perfectly fine through this. And if you're in business, understand something. You need to separate the two, especially through these trying times, because a lot of people, a lot of small businesses, and not just resellers, a lot of small businesses, a lot of restaurants, a lot of delivery services, a lot of small businesses, a lot of mom and pop shops. Hi, Sue, how are you? A lot of people are not, as a business, going to survive. And that does not make you a bad person. If I lose my business, if my business goes belly up, I'm not a bad person. Know that I honestly believe that Amazon is working on something to help. I'm not going to say what, because I don't know. I don't know that it's going to work. What I do know is that I am doing the best I can. But the reality of it is me keeping my business is a coin toss. I believe Amazon is going to come out with some kind of assistance for sellers starting in April. I think what they're warning you with all the info, because they've put out because I'm like, what the hell are you telling me to keep my account in good standings? What the hell are you telling me this craziness for? In the times that we're in, you're worried about my account health? That's what the problem is? Actually, what I think it is they're saying, hey, get your account health straight, because it's going to matter to us as a company when we go to help you. If your account health is wrong, they may not throw you a lifeline. They may let you sink. They may not help people if your account health is failing. I'm just taking little pieces and trying to put a puzzle together. I'm not swearing to any of this. I have no inside information from Amazon that that's what's going to happen. But I started thinking about it. When a lot of businesses I know pay their people by the month, and their people are being told, when you get your last check for March, you're done. We're going to have to lay you off. So I can see where, as a major corporation like Amazon, they need to wait until April. They do. I'm hoping I'm right. Guys, I hope it comes out this afternoon. But if it doesn't, I have some other things going on. Somebody told me about a company that charges interest rates like Amazon. I applied. You got to remember, I'm asking for $250,000 to pay off Amazon. So when I go to refinance a loan, it's not like me saying, hey, can I get $5,000 to refinance? And Bank of America goes, yeah, go ahead. I'm asking for a substantial amount of money when I'm telling them my business income went from 200 on an average month, like 220 in sales, to 75,000 a month right now is what I'm projecting. It's a huge swing in income, and I'm asking them to help me. So I understand that it's going to take time. I do have my SBA disaster loan in place. I am following very closely what Trump is doing. Trump and the Congress are doing about this. They're talking about grants now for businesses. If you keep your employees, I actually have 2 employees on the payroll that are struggling with unemployment at the moment. We're trying to figure out exactly what we got to do. They're being laid off, but they're not laid off like everybody else was as of yesterday. So I meet some of the requirements that are being thrown around. Maybe that's God blessing me for these grants. I don't know. We're going to find out. But this is just an update. This is something for me to go back and watch and go, man, I was really panicked about this loan. Do I really want to take on another loan, regardless of what it's for? But I'm going to think 3 times, 4 times, 10 times before I sign my name on a loan again, guys. I don't care if it's for a car or if it's for the SBA disaster loan. I'm going to read every word and know that I'm doing the right thing when I do it. Man, know that I'm praying for everybody out there struggling like me. It's rough because all I have to do is pray. There's nothing else I can do. At this point, there's nothing left but prayer. And that's when God hears us the most, is when there's nothing else. When we've tried everything, as stupid as we are trying things, and we have nothing left but prayer, God hears us the most. My wife talked to a woman, and I'll let you go after this. My wife talked to the wife of a close friend of mine who supported me through a lot of thick and thin, a lot of struggles within my faith even. He supported me through. And she was just as peaceful and content and happy as she was when he was here. And he's only been gone maybe 2 weeks. And she's at peace with it. And it's her faith in God and prayer that has gotten her to this point. And she reminded me of that when I talked to her yesterday in messages. I have not spoken to her. I'm trying to make sure, like my wife ministers to women, I minister to men. It's a thing that we do. We kind of create little boundaries, and I don't want to cross a line that I shouldn't cross in ministering. So I let my wife speak to her. I always have. I speak. I say hi. I'm very friendly with her. Love her like a sister, but I never really interacted with the ladies. I always interacted with the men. And it has to do with character for me. It has to do with not being, and nobody can say anything that I did anything. And that's how I do it. But I know I heard part of the conversation. I could hear her voice. She's very content. And I need to find that peace. I need to find that peace in prayer today. Guys, pray for each other. Reach out to each other. Listen, in the book of Job, his friends came to him and sat with him and did not say a word. If you read the book of Job, Job speaks first. They were just there to listen. If you need me, hit me up in a message. I can't promise you total devotion at that moment in time, but I will do my best to listen to you. If you need guidance, ask me. I'll do my best. I really will. I am here for you. And with that, I'm going to say, man, God loves you. God bless. Remember, keep the faith. I'll be back later. I'm probably going to be back 5 times today. It's Saturday. I got nothing else to do. Nobody to drive crazy. All right. Bye, guys.